What do you say, baseball fans? Rye Bread talking baseball, episode 40. Got a 40. You know we're looking American League East-West. A little peek around the league with a couple picks. And then another superlative at the end of the show, getting back to the old format. So, Patino's going against Baltimore today. That young rotation of the Rays is starting to form up. And they're starting to hit. And all of a sudden, we got a little winning streak going. Not as many as Houston. That's going to be the marquee matchup. You've got Houston heading out there to Oakland, yo. I love that song. But I'm really from Oakland, though. I love it. I can't get enough. And the A's in their -8 run differential in first place, hosting the Astros with their +56 run differential and winners of 8 of their last 10 games. The Astros are red hot. So that's going to be the marquee matchup for us tonight. We're watching it. I think the Rays need to really put some boots to the floor here, and while the momentum is theirs, seize it. Because this next week is going to fluctuate a lot out there in the American League East, and I think they need to win these games against Baltimore. That's how you make up ground. You have to win these games against the last place team in your division because it's so closely bunched. But we've been on that all year. I'm going to be watching that Houston and Oakland game. We've got the pick of the day. Again, we're going back to Cleveland. Zach Plesac is a good pitcher, especially lately. Over the last 7 days, that's 2 starts, a 2.55 ERA. The overall yearly ERA for Plesac, he had a slow start, is 3.56, but he's been trending upward lately, and he looks sharp. Andrew Heaney, on the other hand, has been awful. He had a fantastic game against the Rays, but the rest of his resume so far this year is not good. And I'm assuming that Trout is not playing today. I mean, Ohtani was going to be our superlative. We can't go any further without mentioning Ohtani. The guy is just a monster. He's a fantastic pitcher, and he leads the American League in home runs. 13 home runs for Ohtani. Absolutely ridiculous. I think that's the league leader in home runs. It's absolutely gross what Ohtani can do. And he's been doing it pretty much by himself. Got him that win at the pesky pole in Boston, and then saved him with a 3-run homer last night. So he can only do it for so long. It's just statistically impossible for him to hit a game-winning home run every single night to save the Angels. And their luck is running out, and they're not playing well, and they're not pitching well. So I know I've been harping on the Angels. They've just been a very disappointing team, and I don't like their pitching. So we're going with Cleveland again, trying to balance out from yesterday. And then the other pick, Luis Castillo and DeSclafani. Anthony DeSclafani for the Giants has been a revelation. The guy is a bargain basement, 2.14 ERA, .88 whip with a 3-1 record. And the Giants are underdogs because the name is Luis Castillo. You take that nameplate off and it's another pitcher with a 1-5 record, 7.71 ERA and a 1.79 whip, who doesn't look like he's getting anybody out, whether it's tipping his pitches or whatever it is. Castillo has not been right all year. All you have to do is take one peek at the game log, and that's it. And I happen to have him in a keeper league. So I've been watching Castillo closely. He's not been good. So we're taking the Giants today and the Tribe. Don't forget, Mets and Braves still going, but that game is going to be messy tonight. It's going to be a bullpen game. Taijuan Walker came out early. Our bet pushed yesterday for that one. If we would have taken the Mets all the way, it would have been a W, but that wasn't the focus of the bet. The focus of the bet was the initial starting matchup, and then he comes out of the game. But the Mets end up pulling out a big win that they needed, but it's a messy matchup. And with the other good games tonight, I'm not really going to spend too much time there unless it gets tight. You got Milwaukee at Kansas City. You know we always check in on Brandon Woodruff when we can. And JT Brubaker at the Cardinals. Cardinals coming home after getting handed their lunch out there in San Diego. So JT Brubaker is not going to make it easy on him. He had a nice run out last time with a W. Blake Snell tonight with Colorado is still expensive at a minus 220. Everybody is all over Snell about his lack of production. He's got one win this part of the season. Not great. The Padres are 3-5 in games that Snell has started. That's not really great either. But his stuff is so nasty that he's just a start away from breaking through, you would think. But he's still trying to strike everybody out. It's frustrating with Snell sometimes because he's so good. His stuff is so good that if he pitched to contact a little bit, he would be a much better pitcher in my estimation. But what the heck do I know? But he's very deliberate. He takes his time and get your mind right, do your thing, but you got to throw it. You got to throw strikes and put the ball in play. That's why his pitch count's in the 90s in the fifth inning, because he's trying to strike everybody out. Or that's what it appears anyway. It appears that. And he gets his strikeouts. And frankly, the team is not usually in a bad position except for that one start when he kind of blew up early. But Snell will keep you in the game. I mean, he's that good even when he's not. I would just like to see him pitch to contact like he did when he won the Cy Young, man. I don't understand how that's escaping him. Because he was so nasty that year. He's still got that great stuff. Just let it play. Good luck trying to hit that guy's nastiness. He's filthy. I wish he would trust his stuff a little bit more. That's all. Because he could probably strike as many guys out just throwing his stuff over the plate. Because it's so sick. But I'm not a pitching coach, and I don't know how that stuff goes. But it certainly seems like he could pitch to contact more and keep his infield in the game a little bit more. Because he's very deliberate, and that's fine. But you got to at least throw strikes if you're going to be that deliberate. So it's an issue for him. But there's a reason why the game is expensive. It's minus 220. And I'm not taking that. I wouldn't take it over 200. Expect the Padres to win tonight. But it's worth keeping an eye on. Because that record of his about not going 6 innings and all this and that, it's not that important if you win the game. And in the modern analytical outlook, it's not regular to see the lineup the third time unless you're dominating. So I'm not really concerned about that. And it's going to keep him fresh for longer. So I'm not concerned about his length as long as he's giving quality outings when he's going. And I think he could get to 7 on 90 pitches if he just threw it over the challenge these guys more. Because good luck hitting his stuff. He's so filthy. Anyway, we'll leave that alone for now. We already hit our Shohei Ohtani time. You got to make sure that you don't neglect the awesomeness. And with Trout possibly going on the 10-day here after a calf strain, Madden said it was hurting him pretty good. That's a direct quote. And he is the franchise. You have to be overly cautious with the guy. You have to be overly cautious with Mike Trout. I don't. It's amazing that I would even think to have to say that. But yes, you have to be overly cautious with that guy. So we'll see if he's going to go on the 10-day. I think the Indians win that game tonight. Shohei can't do it alone. But he has been in their last 2 games. So we'll be back at you again tomorrow. Don't forget, get at me on Twitter at RyeBread0844. Bascom's Chop House, Clearwater, Florida, 15 minutes away from the Chop Trop. Bascom's Chop House, Clearwater, Florida. Tell them I sent you. Best steakhouse in the city, best wine in the city. And if you're thinking about that Philippines vacation, Bravo Beach Resort, I'm not playing. Go check them out. It's awesome. We'll see you again tomorrow. Going to do 162.